Hi there, Mary Reynolds. Hi Mary, you're certainly nice to be among friends and pleasant surroundings. You're from Westport, you're a local, and you've known the Horncastles for probably the longest amongst everyone here. I'll just get you to say a few words about those early days of the Horncastle family.
Okay. Yes, I've known Graham and Maureen for, I've known Maureen for well over 50 years actually. We both started school together at the Westport North School. I guess it's showing my age as well to be able to say that I've known her that long. Graham, of course, I didn't meet him until he came in from Karamea when he came in to do his apprenticeship at the Buller Electric Power Board, and like every other teenage girl in Westport, I was all abuzz about this good-looking farm boy that had come in from Karamea to live in Westport. And I guess with the wide grin, he was a bit of a charmer, and he had a shock of black curly hair, which was something else really. And I guess there was from a lot of people maybe a little bit of envy from some of the girls that Maureen scored him really, or should we perhaps say that Graham scored Maureen?
And probably coming to the present times now with what's happened in the family. You've been there right through from the time Shelley died and before and now after. But Graham went through some pretty hard times. Could you tell us about some of those times?
Yes, we actually moved from Westport 11 years we've been here now, and it was a big thing for us to move from a place like Westport where our hearts are and probably still are as well. And we moved over here after living over there for nearly 50 years, and Maureen and Graham welcomed us into their lives again. And into their family. We got to know, once again, we renewed our acquaintance with their children, and got to meet Shelley and know Shelley very well. And it broke all our hearts when Shelley got sick, and we knew that there wasn't going to be a happy ending. We saw what it did to Maureen and Graham. Graham in particular didn't handle it well, as we all know, and we saw him go from his normal jovial self on a very slippery slide down very quickly, and none of us knew what to do. His addictions took grip of him. We're all very familiar. I'm particularly familiar with addictions, having a few of my own in the past, and we just didn't know what we could do. And I think that Shelley's death, in a lot of ways, was the rock bottom that he was inevitable for him. And I think it's going to be edited. Yeah. I think we're going back to the book, really the book, and the starting of the book. You were there in the days of the book. Okay. Yeah, because with Graham getting sick and going downhill very quickly, someone suggested to him, because he was telling a story, there's a thing that they do in AA which people aren't aware of. There's a thing that they say, you take your personal inventory and you write what's happened to you in your life. And Graham did that. It must have been part of his treatment from one of his many mental home visits, I would have thought. And he started to write his story. And the more he wrote, what we noticed was the better he started to get, because he was writing down everything that had happened to him, and it was helping him deal with his demons. And I know I certainly said to him when I read some of the stories he'd written, you should turn it into a book. But I think there was a lot of other people said the same thing to him as well. And that's what makes this book so good, is the fact that it's from his heart. But as he said himself, it saved his life, you know. And I think that's the very important aspect of it. Was it talks about it was what he wrote during his recovery, and it saved his life.